Welcome to Coffee with Colleen. Yay, thanks for joining and watching right now. Hope you guys are doing well. I am in my lovely mom's home and stepdad John, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with my coffee mug so we can get this going. All right, so I actually got this, Corey and I got this coffee mug for John. It's a little backwards on here, but it's... Hi everyone, welcome to Coffee with Colleen. Yay, thanks for joining and watching right now. Hope you guys are doing well. I am in my lovely mom's home and stepdad John, and I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my coffee mug so we can get this going. All right, so I actually got this, Corey and I got this coffee mug for John. It's a little backwards on here, but it says, I'm trying to be awesome today, but I'm exhausted from being so freaking awesome yesterday. So what can I say? Anyways, I like this mug because it's positive and it's fun. Hi, hello, hey Mindy, hey Bonsai. Hope I'm saying and Luna, your name right. But I just think this is funny, and I thought it would be fun for John to have when he wakes up in the morning, remembering that he's awesome. So speaking of John, I'm gonna have him introduce my mom. So she's gonna join me. She's gonna share some things about, she's gonna share some awesome things about decorating and craft making. And so here we go. Here is John.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Baker Acre Studios. I'm John Baker. Crossbreeding today with, not crossbreeding. Welcome to Java with John.
Mm-hmm. Waiting coffee with Colleen, yes.
Here we go, but actually Colleen's going to talk with her mom today. Julie, my beautiful, gorgeous wife, whom I call JJ, my light, my life, my love. And I want to tell you something. She's very special. She's very creative. Mm-hmm. She's very artistic. Mm-hmm. And I've never known anybody that can channel Jesus like Julie does. We've had some really amazing things happen here that I've personally witnessed. Sometimes for me it's a little scary even. But it's been very interesting. You could do 2 hours on that alone. But anyway, enough talking to me. Here's Julie.
Julie. Come around here. Dun, dun, dun. Here's my mom, Julie. Hi. It's me. So we're going to, first I want you to share your coffee mug.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we just... I'm creative, but I'm a slob.
We just got done.
We just got done eating steak, so
steak.
We had to check our teeth and everything.
Yeah, I'm like an animal when it comes to steak. Anyway, this cup was given to me by my daughter, Mindy.
And she's watching right now.
Oh, yeah, Mindy, you gave me this. We do need to add a name to it, which is Scarlet. But this is my favorite cup.
And then
it has all my children's names on it. It says 7 reasons I love being a mammy. It says
Miami. That's cute.
Mom, Mammy. My grandchildren call me Mammy, so. Anyway, that's my cup.
It's fun. Cool. That's your cup.
Yeah.
And so something that I'm going to come join and sit next to you. So I'm not just holding. So what we're going to talk about today is how you like to spend your time, free time, making like wreaths and painting furniture, like repainting things, painting the walls. Like growing up, I have to tell you, I'm pretty sure she changed our walls like 4 times a year, at least, maybe 2.
About every season.
So probably about 4
Yeah,
times
I
a
think
year.
the paint got so thick that, the walls started caving in, but
She would repaint everything. So.
I just
Which
love
was
color.
fun.
Yeah, and we lived in a home. My children were raised in a home that was 100 years old, but it was in mint condition. Everything worked. Everything was beautiful. So it was built in the early 1900s, so it was really fun to work with. So that's where my creativity actually began, because I loved Brown County, and I loved old history, anything old,
Antique.
So this house was, it's too bad I don't have pictures of it, but the era was 1920s. So I had a friend who was she did the state sales for, people that were selling things due to, passing away, or just the family was selling it. And she would invite me there. I'd be the first person there, so I got dibs on everything. So I managed to turn our house into a 1920s house. It was fun.
It's pretty.
So it went with the house really well. So I just learned a lot, and I had a friend, Tammy Boyce, who helped me. She taught me a lot. And so that's how it got started.
And she used to have antique and furniture and candles. Antique furniture and candles shop actually in our house for about, how many years? Like
3 years.
3 years.
3 years. Yeah, I just had an idea. The kids were still kind of little, and they weren't in high school yet, so I just turned 2 rooms in my home into a shop. And one was primitive and one was Victorian, and it worked really well. I mean, it went great. And I learned a lot there. And of course, Tammy helped me.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Tammy Boyce, no, I probably wouldn't have done well. But my main concern were candles, and candles are kind of like gasoline. You own a gas station, you only make a penny per gallon. Well, if I would have invited candle shops in, like Yankee Candle, let's use that as an example, they were pretty big then, I would only make like 50 cents a candle, so I decided to make it myself. And I figured it out and did it, and they were awesome.
Yeah,
they turned out really great. So anyway, girls got older, and they were so busy, and then 9/11 happened, and that's when it just wasn't fun anymore. Because people weren't spending money for like 2 years, I believe. I mean, they just weren't on things they wanted.
Yeah.
They were spending money on things they needed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I just quit it.
Yeah. But you quit it business-wise, but you never stopped doing it.
Never stopped doing it, because I love it.
And how many times have you painted the walls in this house that you're living in right now?
Once.
Oh, once. But how long have you been living here?
3 years.
Okay, that's actually really
The other house
impressive.
she totally redid.
I redid the other, even
That
the
was
kitchen
gorgeous.
cabinets.
Yeah. That little house, she really...
So the first house, the house before this, they're talking about is she redid the cabinets, because you do that, you paint cabinets.
I do. My brother taught me how to take old cabinets, maybe maple, the 1970s kind of cabinets, and I can turn them into brand new looking white cabinets. And I do that still.
Yeah. For business-wise.
Right.
And then you also have your own personally owned cleaning business.
Yes, I do that as well, but the cleaning business keeps the painting business busy. So it turns over constantly. I did really well here. We live in Carmel, so I do very well here, and I love it here.
Yeah.
It's really a nice place to live. So I enjoy it.
Sorry,
I enjoy life out here, and I have great clients, great clientele. Couldn't ask for a better clientele. And I get to do my hobbies. My kids are grown.
Yep.
I wish
have grandkids.
I have grandkids, 3 granddaughters, and I wish they lived closer, but they don't. But I get to see them, and when I do, it's special. If I go out there, it's for a day or two. It's not just for an hour or two. So,
Yeah, that's nice.
And then Colleen, who comes and visits, we see each other a couple times a year. She comes here, and then we go there. Coronavirus has kind of put a dent in that a little bit this year, but we'll see.
Yeah.
It may be okay.
So with that, so I wanted you to walk around and show some things that you've decorated.
My.
She's decorated a lot. So also let's start, because you mentioned.
You just want to walk in there? Well, I have to start with this.
Okay, yeah. So,
This is my favorite. This is my favorite wall of the whole house because I love the 1940s. I'm really into it. And I found this. They were sold separate, but together they fit. So we put that together and it matched the paint. So I haven't changed the paint, haven't done anything. But at nighttime I have this floodlight underneath it, and when I turn it on it illuminates. Because lighting is the most important thing in your home. It creates the mood for everything. Think about it, like when you walk into an office and they have the fluorescent lights, you feel like, interrupted. You just don't feel good about it. But you walk into a restaurant, a home with very light candlelight, here and there throughout, it really gives you a peaceful feeling. So I always try and lighting is probably the second most important thing in my home.
so why don't you show a couple other lightings, like the one by the stairs?
Well, because it's not dark. But, I don't know if I can do that, but I can try. Like, for instance, well, this is good light.
Yeah, this is good.
You could do this to give your room. They're salt lamps. They're good for more than just lighting, because they are good for you. They're supposed to clean your, they're supposed to clean the air,
Yeah.
clean the oxygen.
Okay, that's cool.
So, yeah.
And they have a sun window, which is nice. Do you like the lighting from the sun window? Or?
I do for plants. It's a little bright for me, but it's okay. Yeah, it's nice.
yeah.
It's nice to get the sunlight in the wintertime or in the summer. And you can create a good lighting in your home with sconces. I'm a sconce freak.
Yes, you are. She put
I have-
sconces in our apartment.
Yeah, every room has sconces. Like they're, they create. And my husband John, he thinks the same way I do about lighting, so that helps.
That's good. So I'm going to show the sconces so that these guys here, and I'll back up there, and then they put them, and these candles also, they're lit candles. It looks really nice at night, and it feels very calming, like what she's talking about. There's the sconces. So I'm seeing right now, Mom, so I'm kind of jumping around with the lighting, but
No, it's okay.
did you make that wreath?
Yes.
So she makes really beautiful wreaths, and this is one that she's made. So is this
Spring. We
yeah,
have
so-
them for each season.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she has a wreath for each season, which is really cool. Come near you.
Now the Indian,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Well, the reason why you see all the rugs on the wall and such is when I met John, he was into Indian art, and I found that very
So
interesting.
Native American art.
I love Native American art, but I never knew how to use it, really. So it was work in progress. It was a process. It was about a 3-year process for me. So, without being tacky, which it's very easy to do. You just buy art that is original when it comes to Native American. Don't go somewhere and buy a replica because it really doesn't look well. Like the rugs, for instance.
Let me turn around. So these rugs here.
Yeah.
So these are genuine Native American
Yes,
rugs?
they all are.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he bought them through his travels. So we just interfaced, like outdoors, like those are from Yosemite pictures, just things like that.
And then the arrows and are these genuine
Yes, all
Native
the
American potteries that
Yeah.
he's collected?
Yeah.
Some more over here.
And the lamps are made of actual cowhide.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah. So, you just got to keep it real,
Oh, here's another
and
lamp.
then you're fine.
Those arrows up there.
So, oh yeah, and then. So you said that lighting. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
there's another. So lighting is one of. But you said the first, and then you said maybe the second. So
Without-
what would be the first?
Without good lighting, you really can't show your art off. You you can't have bright lights. You can't have too dim lights. So what I did on this landing right here,
See if I can get it.
I wanted to show off John's pottery. So I found these shelves right here.
They're so beautiful.
And I wanted them to hang. I wanted them to be like a 3D look. So I got hooks and hung them out. You just have to use your imagination. But I have this rope light right here.
Yeah.
And the rope light, well, I don't know if the batteries are dead, but the rope light at night illuminates the wall.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see all this art.
It's beautiful.
And we don't do it very often, but yeah, see the batteries are dead.
Oh, no. That's all right.
Yeah.
It is beautiful when it's lit up. It looks really nice.
It's rope light, but you don't want to use fluorescent rope light, like, not fluorescent, but
LED?
LED. You don't
Okay.
want to use LED in your house inside it. I think it's too bright. So they have soft white
Okay.
LED rope light that you can use. Outside, I would use LED on the patio, of course. Like if you're having a party, yes.
Yeah.
But not inside the house. But so that's what it does, and it just illuminates really well. And I've added cactus. This
Oh, yeah.
cactus is 30-some years old. It came from my stepdad.
See if I can get it good.
It's a baby of a mother of 3. So that's
cool.
interesting. Yeah. So keeping it real, right?
Keeping the real cactus.
Yeah. These aren't, but we don't want to talk about that.
So furniture.
Yeah, this was honey maple stain on a pine. It's like a hutch. It opens and
Isn't that used to be your TV?
yeah, we had a
Okay.
TV in it. It was, remind me of the 70s though, the wood look.
Yeah. So you made it look. What is this called?
Rustic.
Rustic.
Yeah.
How did you do that? Will you tell how you painted this?
Yes. You can buy paint at Lowe's or at Home Depot. You don't have to sand.
Oh, nice. You
Yeah.
don't have to sand. That's awesome.
Well, now I'm going to talk about that.
Okay.
They say you don't have to sand, but if you don't sand, it'll look like this.
Okay. So this is what she's talking about.
If you don't sand it before you apply this paint, it'll look like this.
So this meaning like it won't look as aged
Well,
or
so when
Yeah.
you sand wood before you prime it or paint it, it gets scuffy.
Oh yes.
And the
Okay.
paint will adhere differently.
Okay.
If you don't sand it, it's going to be flat like this.
Oh.
So this I'm going to redo.
Gotcha. So,
So-
this one wasn't sand,
Right.
and it's almost too solid. And
Yes.
instead of rustic.
Absolutely. So this is easy. Anybody can do it. You sand it, you paint it, and it's called chalk paint, I believe.
Yeah, you talked about
I think
that.
so. And then there's an oil that you use with a rag after this paint dries. I'm sorry. I'm one step ahead. So after you apply the paint,
Uh-huh.
you sand it again
Okay.
with a soft sponge sander. It's just, you can buy them at Lowe's. It's a square sand sponge. And then you get like your edges, because that's where furniture wears, or on the edges. You have to use your imagination. Then there's this oil that you take a rag and you rub it on it, and it gives it the...
Yeah, it's really pretty. And this
Two-tone
is
look.
really in style, like very rustic.
I love it. I like gray. I know it's in style right now. It's leaving. Now we're getting into aquas.
Which is what I have everywhere in my home. I
Yeah.
love aqua. I'm like an aqua person.
Teal, aqua,
Or like a bright light blue.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Those
like.
are coming
Peaches.
back.
Yeah,
Mhm,
I have that in my apartment.
Yeah. But I like the grays, and I do love
Yeah,
the
and then-
plums.
Yeah, I was gonna say this looks really nice. Again, it's like it's a plum. It's a purpley plum.
Again, sconces.
And the sconces. Yep, some more sconces.
And what I do is I put, like when I have a party, I will take little tea candles, stick them in there. It's perfect
nice.
lighting. Yeah, it's so nice and cozy and comforting.
So,
And I add a little bit of Southwest. I mean, like this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
right here. I mean, that's an actual photo. It's a gray wolf. And, you can just stick them here and there. You don't have to, and like this is, up there, I've mixed that with the Southwestern. So.
The Native American.
And then my son, I'm sure everybody knows my son passed away 2 years ago. So I have a little wall for him.
Yep. Which is really, this is a great picture of him.
Yeah.
Trent.
And I did this table to match the other thing because they were both the same wood stain and everything.
It's pretty. There's a picture of me.
Don't ever think that things are hard to do. They're so simple. It's just incredible. And inexpensive and simple if you do it yourself. Really, Colleen's done a dining room table and you did a good job. It looks really good.
A long time. Way longer than what it would have taken you. Because I had to do it.
Well, they just came out with this paint.
Yeah, the chalk.
These
Well, they had
past
it.
few years where you don't have to sand.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And you could, apply it and then sand once afterwards. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what,
this one looks really nice.
I'm
Is
glad.
that a genuine
yes,
Native American?
yes, all of them are.
It's really pretty.
We don't have any. Yeah, he was into.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there, what other tips do you have for decorating? Do you have any other thoughts? Like you said, lighting, keeping the theme.
And adding your personality to it, I guess, for instance. So, like this wall, we can just show them. Like this wall, if you're into family photos and you just don't know what to do with them, and you have old photos of grandma, grandpa, great-grandpa, you can take the structure and make it look old to fit the pictures. Like I tried to make this look really old. These I found at Hobby Lobby, and they were just, that's it, a piece of wood with this. And I thought, wow, those are old looking, what can I do? Well, you just figure it out. And they went really well with this theme that I'm trying to present. And those are my grandmother's, and I mean, these were taken back in probably 15.
1950.
Old pictures. And then you get things like this, depending on your style. I have things like that to things like these. And it all looks nice. I mean, this is a nicer thing, but look, it's got wood.
Oh,
it's just
cool. Yeah.
interesting. So, I don't know.
That's awesome.
You just have to go by your own taste and what you like.
And
Some-
go ahead.
Some people like tropical. That's Colleen. You kind of like
the
that.
beach.
Yeah.
The beach style.
Yeah.
And
Pick a
it's like-
theme and go with it. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good advice because you helped me with that. And like a color palette that would match like the pale blues. We picked
Color
out
and
the
theme.
peach
That's all
type
you
thing.
need. Yeah.
Grays,
Yeah.
white. Because my walls are white, completely white. Yeah, that's awesome. So I want you also to show your garden, just to
okay.
show it.
Yeah. It's new. It's a baby right now.
It's a beautiful garden. So,
They're all babies.
and is there anything else you want to share inside before we go outside? I just want to double check. Thanks for joining, everyone. I love that you're all waving.
Well,
If you have any questions about decorating or you're like stuck on an idea of decorating, like you can type it out, let us know, or you can join. You can jump on and be part of our video. So,
well, I think color. You pick a color like red. Who would think that barrel-back red chairs would look good in a room? But they can if you can, mix them with. Let the red flow.
so like a pop of color. Yeah.
That's it on the color.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we'll show the garden. So
It's hard to
last coffee with Colleen, I was with my brother-in-law and he showed his vegetable garden, and then I wanted my mom to show her flower garden. And also, I'm getting blasted right now, the sun, which the sun's not even really out, so this is kind of weird.
Well,
See if it'll focus.
it won't.
I'm like a complete white person. It's like completely blown out white color. I wonder if I can flip it. Oh, there we go. So this garden here, she's been, you put new flowers in this year, you said? Or
I use new border flowers. When I border, I've been, like marigolds. They're annuals.
marigolds.
But I decided this year I was going to buy perennials to border because I'm trying to buy as many perennials as I can. Perennials come up every year. Annuals don't.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So we'll see what happens. But I mean,
It's your garden.
I buy what I think looks pretty or different.
Mm-hmm.
I've added fern this year, and I think fern in California would do so well in the shade.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Let me get
And the-
something real quick.
And the reason I want to show her garden is because a lot of the people who follow me, probably not everyone, probably half the people who follow me or percentage live in the city and don't necessarily have a big yard like my brother-in-law had, like a huge 20 whatever acre land, but like look, you can do something with like small patches of your land, like with your grass. You can add like a few flowers, and there are flowers that are really good in California that can handle heat.
All of these would. I wish
So-
I lived there with these because some of these are peaches and cream honeysuckle.
Ooh.
Right there. And come up every year. I mean, in the winter, I gamble with the tropical
Mm-hmm.
type of climbing flowers. But
You've grown elephant ears in here, right?
I did.
And they were huge. It was as big
were
as you. I'll have to send that picture.
yeah, they were too big for my patio.
There.
I tried
But yeah.
transplanting them, but it didn't work. But potting plants is the best way to go.
Yeah, it's pretty. That would be nice to have. in our bar.
Be correct for all my flowers until July.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to baby them, and I'm pushing these into the sun's different. It changes in the summer.
So she was just saying, because it may have frozen, that finding the best location for your flowers, so like having them in pots, she's able to just move it to one side of her patio where the sun will catch the most, which is over here. And then when the sun changes in July, she can move them again. So it's just, so potting plants actually might be the best option for if you live in the city. Anyways, because then, do you also bring any of these plants inside?
I do.
During the winter time? So that would be more of a Midwest thing.
I do, but this year I wanted color, so I bought these roses.
Oh, yeah.
They're miniature roses, and those are for indoor and outdoor. So these will be babied all summer because I do not want them to get too dry or weak because I want them inside in the winter. This, I think, is a goner. This was indoors in the winter, and I brought it outside, and it's been in the shade, and I don't think it likes outdoors. So I can bring it back.
Yeah.
I just noticed that yesterday, how they're dying. But my favorite out of all these beautiful flowers, I have to say, is going to be this fern. When I planted that a week and a half ago, it was no bigger than my finger.
Oh, wow.
So I'm curious to see how big it gets.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Ferns grow well in, you said, the shade, or?
yes.
Okay.
They don't like the sun, and when you water them, they like to be sprayed
Okay. So
more
that's
than
good.
doused in the pot.
So for those of you who have a lot of shade, ferns are really beautiful, and they grow
Yes.
like big, and they look very jungle-like, I feel like.
They do. I mean, look at the difference between that and that. It's still a fern. But look at the beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Two different ferns.
Yeah.
That's
They
cool.
make tons of different types of ferns.
That's awesome. It's beautiful. It's like really beautiful out, even though it's probably gonna rain. Look at the clouds. It's just really nice out. Side thought. Well, cool. So Mindy, you're on right now. Thanks for staying with us, Mindy. Do you have any questions? Even though you can probably always ask Mom.
Yeah, because I'll see you Saturday.
Do you want to pop on and say hi? Or anything like that? It's funny. Maybe the girls want to say hi to Mammy. And the world can see.
Oh, see them say
Yeah,
hi.
because
to
she's
me?
on right now. See?
Oh, okay.
She's live right now.
Yeah, I love my granddaughters.
So,
I love my daughters.
yeah.
All 6 of them.
So, is,
5.
like
Five.
6. I was like,
5. 5.
granddaughters.
3 granddaughters, 2 daughters.
Oh, I was like, what? I was like, are you prophesying over our children, our future children?
No.
So is there anything else that you want to share?
I think that's it, really. I mean, that's my life.
It's beautiful. So if you
Keep busy.
if they have any questions about, plants or
Email?
okay, email.
Yeah.
I can give them your email.
Right.
Or you can say it right now.
Yeah. .me.
So
Because we're outside.
so we're gonna go closer to the door.
Go inside.
It's kind of nice out here.
I know, I like it.
I know, I like it. So, yeah, don't. Minnie says she's in the. Never mind about that.
Okay, yeah,
That's
forget
awesome.
that one.
So, I'll post, probably next week. I've been posting like a few days after Coffee with Colleen, how to contact my mom, Julie. And you can ask her any questions about decorating or about her cleaning if you live around here and you want your house clean. Also, and if you need to repaint your cabinets or you have questions about that or about flowers, like, maybe watering or just suggestions.
Should say, oh, you're only supposed to water them like once a week, or maybe 3 times max a week if it's hot and sunny week, but every night,
water.
every evening or morning, not in the afternoon though, because you'll burn them. You don't want to do that, but not a lot. Just take your hose and like in a pot and just, run it for 3 seconds and out. It'll be beautiful. I mean, they'll love you for it.
Yeah. No, that's great. So
It's gonna rain and I love it when
it's gonna rain here. So, well, thank you guys it's going to, the clouds are coming in. Thanks for joining with Coffee with Colleen and joining my mom and I and John. John, you want to quick hi?
Hello.
Thanks for announcing Mom. High fives.
Thanks for coming back.
And so I'll post some information to reach my mom and you can send any questions or comments or any requests of people you want to see on here. So if you want to join, and always open to anybody wanting to jump on during Coffee with Colleen. So thanks for joining us. Bye.